Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jhansi and today I want to share with you a dosa recipe. I call it the Keto Dosa. It's 100% vegetarian, not really vegan because it uses cheese, and it also falls under the Veera Ramakrishna diet, the VRK diet. I don't strictly follow it, but this recipe will help those that follow that diet. So hopefully you guys find this recipe useful. Thank you. The very first step I follow is taking 1 tablespoon of the ground flaxseed. You can buy original flaxseed and then put it in a mixie jar yourself, or I guess ground it yourself. And I take a little bowl and I put it in there and then add some water to it. I don't really measure it well, but I just kind of eyeball it. I usually do about 2 tablespoons of water. Once I put the 2 tablespoons of water in the flaxseed, I just kind of mix it up and then I leave it there. And usually I do add some more water because you can have it a little bit more liquidy, and I leave it sitting there for a little bit so it can become jello-like. It gets a little sticky. I've added some more water and it's been 10 minutes since I mixed it up and left it on the counter. And now I just, you can see how it's kind of gotten a little viscosity in it. So I just take that and then I heat up my pan to medium heat and have that ready. I take the mixture and I quickly pour it on the pan, and also make sure to have the mozzarella cheese ready. Quickly pour the mixture and then kind of turn the pan. And sometimes I take it off. I add the mozzarella cheese so it can melt with the flax meal and put it back on the pan, back on the heat. I try to put like two handfuls of mozzarella cheese, and when that melts it kind of becomes like dosa type. I'll show you once the cheese starts melting. You can put up the heat a little if you like, so you can see it's starting to bubble up, and you can let it bubble up. It's like liquid, so I just let it bubble up for a couple of minutes until it gets its little, I guess, the hardness to the dosa, and I just leave it like that. And if you feel like there's a lot of cheese on one part of the dosa, you can kind of spread it out with a little fork or whatever you want. Boiling a little, I take some Fiesta blend cheese. That's also from the Walmart brand, and it has Monterey Jack cheese, cheddar, and like, I think it says asadero cheese. And I use that mixture and I kind of take a handful and just spread it out and let that melt into the dosa as well. So while it's cooking, I kind of slowly pull the sides down a little using the spatula. It takes a little bit of patience. You have to kind of work with it while it's cooking. It is a little hard to the pan, but once you get the outer parts out, the inside is easier to get out. But you just have to work your way through it, kind of pressing on the underside a little bit, and it's easily getting off. And I forgot to mention, but if you're using the non-stick pan, you don't need to put oil on it because the cheese is the oil, so that helps for the dosa to not stick to the bottom. I turn the pan off, the heat off, and then it's pretty much cooked. Cheese really doesn't need cooking. It's just the flax, ground flax, that needs to be cooked, and you can see it turned a little orange. And don't think that it's burnt. It's just the color that mozzarella cheese gives, so it gets a little orange. And I don't flip my dosa because I like it crispy like the original rice pindi dosa. So I just once I take it off the bottom of the pan, I just flip it, and it's like crispy dosa. My quick and easy, not really quick, it takes a little bit of patience, but the easy dosa, it's vegetarian and it's ready. I usually have it with some kind of pachadi or chutney that I have at home. My mom made some gongura pachadi and sent it to me, so I'm using that. And to find the carbs for that, if you look at any store-bought chutneys, on the nutrition label you can find the carb count on it, and I just use that as a rough estimate to kind of get the carb count for the gongura chutney or avocado that I have. I only take a tablespoon of it, and it usually lasts me for the whole dosa. And once I eat have one of these dosas, it's pretty heavy, the cheese is, and keto is a high fat diet, so this helps keep you full, and to me it helps me get thirsty and gets my water intake in. I usually drink about 2 to 3 liters of water every day, and I feel like the cheese helps me to get thirsty during the day. So hopefully I helped you guys learn some new recipe, and do leave a comment if you guys liked it and tried it. This is the carb count for the whole recipe. The flax, that's 4 grams of carb. I just took that off the nutrition label on the back. The cheese, the mozzarella said it was less than 1 gram, so I just estimated, and the Fiesta blend had about 2 grams per 1/4 of a cup, so I put 2 grams for that. And then the gongura chutney, of course, I mentioned a while ago, so I just put roughly estimated 3 grams, so that's about 9 to 10 grams of carbs. And I usually try to eat 20 to 30, or if I go a little over, it's usually fine, because with the flaxseed, it's if you look at the label, it's 4 grams of carbs, but that's the fiber carbs that you get from fiber, so the whole net carbs kind of equals out, and you're still in the good range of your carbs. So, but I don't like to do the total net carbs. I like to do what's shown on the thing. I don't do the whole net carbs. I don't know, I have to get used to all the macro counting stuff. So hopefully that kind of explains the carbs, the macros for this recipe.